Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Larry at Packmaster's Dog Training. Here's our little friend Dexter. Renzo, get Dexter in the picture here. Show everybody Dexter. Okay, all right, back to me, buddy. All right, I have Renzo behind the camera now because Sophia's not here and Renzo's getting old enough to where he can help out now. So a little backstory of Dexter. Dexter's about 4 months old. I was asked to do a board and train for him, but I don't take dogs this young. I like to wait till they're a little older. I don't think it's financially beneficial for people to blow a ton of money on a board and train when the dog is this young, because it's so simple to teach at this age. There's so much you can do at home to get the dog started, okay? The one issue that the owners had with Dexter is he poops in his crate a lot, all right? A lot. And so the owner could take him out. They could have him out for a long time. He does nothing, or sometimes he does poop, comes back in, he poops in the crate a lot. So for the past couple of weeks, I worked with the owners over the phone, and they've done a really good job at making that happen a lot less frequent, okay? So he's doing really well. So the owners were going away, and I didn't want them to board him, because if they boarded him, what was gonna happen was he's probably gonna go right back to pooping in the crate all the time. So I said, bring him here, I'll just puppy sit him for you, and that's it. This way I can keep an eye on him and see what the deal is, all right? He's had one accident since he was here for a week. And so what happens a lot of times, this is for everyone with new puppies out there. A lot of times when you have a puppy that poops in their crate on a regular basis, guys, there could be several reasons, okay? One, a lot of puppies come from puppy mills, and that's normal. That's what they do from day one. That's not the case here, okay? But that is something you have to think of. You better know where your puppy is coming from when you get it. The other thing is, a lot of times people tend to feed their puppies way too much food than they're supposed to eat. That can cause issues. Another thing that can happen is sometimes you don't spend enough time outside letting the dog go, and puppies get so distracted, sometimes they'll stop in the middle of a poop just to, chase a butterfly. And then they forget what they were doing, and you bring them in, they think they're done, and then it happens. Another thing that you have to realize that a lot of people don't think about, puppies and dogs, they pattern everything. They learn patterns very fast. They make associations very fast. So what happens if you take your dog out several times a day, and every time, as soon as your dog pees or poops, you bring them back in and put them in the crate? They learn to associate that with going back inside, playtime's over. So a lot of times puppies will hold it as long as they can. Same thing with dogs. They don't want their playtime to end, so they just won't go. All right. Another thing with Dexter, he was getting a lot of anxiety, a lot of separation anxiety at way too young of an age. So as soon as his owner would put him in there, he would freak out, lose his mind, and as soon as she left the house, he'd poop in the crate. These are all problems, and I wanted to see just what the issue was with him while he was here. And in reality, he doesn't have any issues. He's a normal puppy, okay? He's a totally normal puppy. The one accident he had here was because I had him out, he didn't go. I gave him plenty of time, but we had to go out for a couple of hours, and when we came back, he had pooped in his crate, and he doesn't like to poop in his crate. He was not happy, believe me. So it's not a thing to where, some dogs don't mind being dirty. Not in Dexter's case, all right? So that's where we're at on that, all right? Now, the training, this is for the owners or anyone who has a young puppy, but I'm making this so I can give to the owners and say, guys, for the next 2 or 3 months, practice real simple things, and then this way, if you do decide to do a board and train with me, he's so far ahead of the game, we're not fixing problems, we're just adding to his education, all right? So there's a couple of things that we work on that we start at this age. We work on the doorway manners, we start teaching him the way to doorways. We start teaching a release command, okay? You see, when I bring the dogs to the grass that I'm training and go to the bathroom, I always make them stop before we get to the end of the driveway, and I tell them, free dog, right? That means you are free to be a dog. So many people have dogs that don't have a release command. And here's the problem with that, guys. If your dog doesn't know when it's free to be a dog, if he doesn't have a command to be out of command, it's very hard to understand when he's supposed to be in command. So very simple and so often overlooked. So make sure you start teaching your dog a release command. I use free dog. Free dog means go do whatever you want. I don't need your attention. Go pee, poop, sniff, play, do whatever you want. But very important, teach your puppies a release command, okay? The other thing, the only thing we care about at this moment with him is I want to start building engagement, okay? Getting the puppy to look at me and make eye contact. And when he makes good eye contact, I'm gonna tell him yes. That's his reward marker. Or you could use a clicker. I use verbal markers. In other words, when he does what I ask, as soon as he does it, I mark it with a yes, and then I give a piece of food. I reward him. When you saw the 2 previous videos with Dexter that I made, the first video, I lured him onto a place board a couple of times. I wanted to see if he had any fear. He didn't. So after a couple of times, then I waited. And I waited a while the first time. I just wanted him to figure out what makes me active. What makes me go into that pouch and give him a piece of food? And he thought about it for a while, and then he went up on the place board. I said yes, and I rewarded. And now the second time I waited, and very quickly, all on his own, he went on there because he knows that makes me active. He becomes very powerful. How does he get that food? So very simple things like that, okay? Very simple things. And I'm gonna show you right now, this is what I need the owners to do when they take him home now. Super simple, but anyone with a puppy can start doing this, okay? All right. So we have Dexter right here. You can see Dexter, Renzo? Okay. Let's say I wanna start working on the sit with him, and I'm gonna add hand signals. So I'm gonna tell him, Dexter, I'm gonna use his name, and I'm gonna say sit, and then I'm gonna give him the hand signal. As soon as he sits, if he does, I'm gonna mark it with a yes and reward. If he doesn't, I'll help him with the leash and maybe a little tap from behind, but let's see what he does, okay? All right, come here. Dexter, sit. Yes. Good boy. Good job, Dexter. Good, one more time. Dexter, sit. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. Good job. Now, if you notice, I said, Dexter, sit. And then I gave the hand signal, okay? And then I paused for a second before reaching into my pouch and giving him food. I don't want people holding a piece of food in their hand and bribing the dog. That's not dog training, guys. That's just bribery. And you're never gonna get the dog to where you wanna be. So, Dexter, sit. Then the hand signal, okay? When he does it, yes, and then reach in and give a piece of food. The reason we do the hand signal after is if we do it at the same time, if we say sit with the hand signal, he's never going to learn the verbal command real well because they'll always learn the physical cue first. So what you can do is sit and then the hand signal, but then switch it around. Then give the hand signal, sit, so he learns it both ways. You understand? Let's do it that way this time. All right, Dexter. Dexter, sit. Yes. Good boy. Good job, Dexter. Good. All right, good. Come here, Dexter. Sit. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. Good. So see, this way he's learning both ways, guys. Hand signal and verbal commands very quickly. Let's do the same thing with the place board here now. I'll give him the command, show him over, and reward once he gets up there. Pay attention, Renz. Watch us here. You can turn your body if you have to, Renzo. You can move on there. Okay, so it looks like this. Dexter, place. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. Good job. Good job. But you see the speed there? He loves to work. This dog really likes to work. So now this is the 3rd time I'm doing anything with him, and you've seen every time on film that I do something with him. Let's do it again. Dexter, place. Yes, good boy, Dexter. Good job. Very, very nice. But you see the enthusiasm. See, guys, there's a belief out there by a segment of dog training that are against all dog training tools, you know, specifically e-collars. There's a belief that these collars are used to force a dog how to do things or to teach behaviors. Most good trainers teach things just like this, through motivation, through food. Everything I teach is done just like this, whether it's a dog or a puppy, okay? Let's do it again over here on one that's a little higher. Dexter, place. Yes! Good job. Very nice. Good job. Again, this is for the owners. Anybody with a puppy can start doing this stuff, okay? Because Dexter had 0 training, and I didn't really train him when I was here. You saw everything I did on film. Okay, so right from here, Dexter, place. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. That's beautiful. Do you see the enthusiasm there? This dog loves to work. Good. Now, let's ask for a little eye contact. Make sure you see us both, okay, Renzo? All right, so, come here, Dexter. So, I got food. Hey, leave that, buddy. So, I got food in my hands. I'm gonna let him see, all right? Yes, good boy. So, I'm holding food in the hands. He's gonna wanna look at the hands. The second he looks away from the hands and he makes eye contact, I say yes, and then I reward. Make sure you reward your dog with both hands. Don't always use the same hand, guys, because then they'll just start anticipating that hand. Let's do it again. All right, ready, Dexter? All right, let's get a couple of pieces of food here, okay? So I'm gonna let him see that I have some food here, all right? Yes! Yes, good boy. Good job. This dog loves to work, but you see you use both hands. So again, he's looking at the hands. He knows the food's there, right? When he looks at you and makes eye contact, yes and reward. That's how he learns that looking at you is good. That's what creates good things. Very, very simple stuff, all right? So, with the walking, he's a puppy. My dogs aren't on leash much at this age. They're off leash a lot, but most people aren't. So, we're gonna start on the walking. I just wanna start making a lot of turns with him, sort of like this. All right, boy, come on, let's go. So as we're going, come on, pal, let's go. Just start turning, right around, okay? We just want him following. Ah, good boy, Dexter. Good. Good. Oh, let's go. Good job, Dexter. We just want him following. Really simple, okay? That's it. Paying attention to us. Come here, boy. Oh. Okay. Another thing. Leash pressure. All right? We want him to start learning leash pressure now. Make sure you can see him, Renzo, okay? Come here, Dexter. All right, relax. So, with him right here, he's getting worked up. I'm gonna put the leash straight, right? There. There. Yes. Good. Good boy, Dexter. Very, very subtle movements, guys. Very subtle. He's just learning to go with the pressure and gets rewarded. So again, straight line pressure. All right, got that out, buddy. Yes, good boy. Good job. Good job. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Now, what I did there, guys, he sat and looked at me like this. I didn't ask for that, but that's the kind of behavior we want to create. So when he does that, I'm going to mark it and reward. And again, remember, guys, this isn't a video like for YouTube purposes or to show, look how awesome this video is. I didn't train this dog. He's here for 1 week. I did something with him. This is the 3rd time. You guys saw all 3 times. This is so when the owner takes him home, they know what to do to prepare him to learn for his future board and train if they decide to do so. Let's do it a little bit again. Come here, Dexter. Come here, boy. Good. Come here, boy. All right. Good. Dexter, sit. Yes. Good boy. Good boy, Dexter. Good. Good job. Now remember, yes is also a release word. That means he's free to go once we reward that behavior. Dexter, come. Yes. Good boy. Good. Notice when I put the food down there I had him go to it. Don't keep shoving it in his face. Make him go get to it, okay? Dexter, come. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. Good job. Good job, buddy. Good job, pal. Good. Dexter, place. Dexter, place. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Good job, pal. Okay, now let's see if he does it on his own again, okay? Come here, Dex. Let's see if he figures out to go on there all on his own. Yes. Good boy, Dexter. Good job. Okay? Yes. Good boy. Good. So you see, guys, I'm not telling him to do that now. He's learning to think and to create activity from me, which provides the food. Let's see if he'll do it again. boy, Dexter. Good job, buddy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Oh, that's a good boy. Good job, pal. That's a good boy. Yes. Now I'm just marking and rewarding eye contact, guys. That's it. Good job. Where are you going? Yes. Good job, Dexter. Good boy. Remember, guys, keep that phone straight, Renzo. Come on, do your job, brother. You're getting paid for this. Okay, guys, this is any puppy, anyone with a puppy, this simple, okay? Marker words, yes, reward, eye contact, release command, doorway stuff, turning directions, okay? Place, hand signals, all simple stuff, all simple stuff. Yes, good boy, Dexter. Good job, good job, okay? So there you go, real simple, guys. A lot of fun for me, a lot of fun for the puppy, but this is going to go to the owner so I can say, guys, watch that video today, go out there and do that stuff. And I'm sure I forgot something, because when you try to put everything out there, it's very hard to remember everything. But now you saw with no training how he takes to the place command with energy, with oomph, and on his own. So a lot of times you see videos, you know, people do a 2, 3, 4, 5-week board and train, and at the end of them, their dog goes to a place board with the trainer standing behind the place board. You gotta up your ante, guys. You have to have higher expectations. These dogs are sponges and can learn so much if you know how to teach and how to motivate, and if you build a relationship to where they think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, they will love to work with you. They will love it. And so at 4 months old, right here, in a month's time, we could have him doing everything that he'll ever need to know with tons of desire and love. Peace.